everyone, myself Niyati Chauhan, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology, Department of Instrumentation and Control. Our subject is Industrial Data Communication and Distributed Control System. Chapter 4, System Integration with PLC and Computers. So let's see new chapter, and in this chapter we will discuss about system integration with PLC and computers. We know that what is the function of supervisor computer. Okay. In first chapter we have discussed block diagram of distributed control system. We know that level 0, that is for process, then after next level for controller, then after supervisory computers, then coordinating computers, and at last computer center. Okay, so this is the basic block diagram of distributed control system. So here first we discuss about supervisory computer function. Supervisory control level of the plant copes with the problems of determination of optimal plant work condition and generation of relevant instruction to be transferred to the next lower level. So supervisory level, through we can send information at higher level and also we can send information at low level. So these are functions of supervisory level. First, plant performance monitoring, then plant coordination, optimal process control, adaptive control, and failure detections. So these are functions of supervisory control level. Thereafter next, generic features of distributed control system, right? So here we are discussing basic features of DCS. Currently, most large-scale process plants such as oil refineries, petrochemical complexes and various other processing plants are controlled using microcomputer-based DCS. These are following features. First, CRT. CRT based operator console and keyboards which are used by plant operator or engineers to monitor and control the process. Controller, multifunction control modules and PLCs which provide the basic control computation or operation. A communication network which is used to transfer the information between control modules and operator console across the node on the network. Input-output modules which are used to convert the field instrumentation signal from analog to digital and digital to analog for controller modules and console display. So here we are discussing different features of DCS. So in first point we have discussed about communication network, how to transfer data in our system. Then after next we have discussed input output modules which are connected with field instrumentation, and input output has analog signal as well as digital signal. So here we are converting analog to digital and digital to analog for controller module and console display. Next, field buses module which is used for communication between remote input output devices and control modules. Historical module which is used for data storage for pertinent process data or control data and for online data retrieval or achieving. computer interface which is used for communication between the nodes on DCS network and the supervisory computer. So here computer interface which is used for communication between DCS network and supervisor computers. Vendor created software packages for real-time monitoring, control, reporting, graphic and trading. So here you can see in this diagram, processes are connected with input-output modules. Then after, modules connected with controller, supervisory computer, right? And all devices connected with field buses. Then after, supervisory computer and controller connected with operators console. Okay, and operator console connect with printer, right? Here you can see robot is also connect with input output interface. So this is a basic block diagram how to communicate with our system. Supervisory computer functions. The need for supervisory control result from the fact that all processes are affected by change in form of disturbance. So here disturbance are also affected at supervisory control level. This disturbance some directly measurable and calculable. Then after supervisory control and optimization. Supervisory control can be divided into three fundamental functions. Calculation of the present state of the process parameter such as L, severity, efficiency, etc. The tools needed to perform supervisory control are a process model and an optimization or maximization algorithm. The main purpose of the process model is to provide an estimate of the relativity between the manipulated variable and the intermediate and performance variable. The supervisory control function can also be used offline as a valuable tool for evaluating. In general, the computers used for supervisory control are multitasking real-time computers which are interfaced with the DCS through a computer gateway. The supervisory computer typically perform the following tasks. First, determine the process operating constraints such as distillation column, fooding condition or compressor strut conditions. So here we are discussing different tasks of supervisory computers. Then after next, determine the present operating state of the process based on the online real-time information from the DCS using temperature, pressure and feed characteristic to update the reactor and determine the desired state according to the constraint and optimization criteria. Then after third task, determining the optimum control strategy based on online real-time information to achieve the control command by adjusting the manipulate variable at the DCS level. Predict impending alarms based on rigorous mathematical model utilizing the present and past history of process data and control commands. Alarms generated by the DCS report present or past condition. Most of the DCS software has evolved from the classical analog control. Therefore, many sophisticated supervisory control functions such as calculating, operating, constraint or process units or determining heat transfer coefficient trends for maintaining heat exchanger cannot be easily performed at the DCS level due to hardware or software restriction. Thereafter next, production monitoring and control. Production monitoring and control for a given operation may include any or all the following functions. First, order entry, assignment, then scheduling, production reporting, quality measurement and control, warehouse and shipping management, then inventory management, customer service. So these are production monitoring and control functions. Next, online information system. An online information system may include any or all of the following functions: data collection, checking and verification, data reconciliation, data storage and retrieval. DCS systems are designed to include limited online information functions. For example, a history module as part of a standard DCS function. The DCS does not have sufficient capacity nor processing speed for processing a large quantity of data, and DCS not support this database format as required. Thereafter next is DCS and supervisory computer display. In order to judge whether or not the supervisory computer or DCS is performing properly, the display on the CRT screen becomes the only main machine interface which can be utilized for performance evaluation. So here DCS and supervisory computer display. Okay, so display through we can visualize our whole process. There are typically hundreds of display page screen provided in both DCS and supervisory computer. These operational display pages can be easily accessed through the keyboard, touchscreen, mouse or trackball to arrive at the destination screen for the display. The display access method and display architecture should be similar for both the supervisory computer and the DCS screen display. Both the supervisory control monitor and the operator console at the DCS level should have consistent operating procedure and should be easy for the operators to use. So next is display access method. The access methods should be designed such that minimum keystrokes are required to arrive at the destination display where the controller of interest resides. For example, if a two-level structure is used for 16 elements, that is pages, in each level, then the total number of pages of screen will be 16 multiplied by 16 is equal to 256 pages. And each screen page at the second level can cover 16 elements. and each element can be any digital or analog input output combination. So here we have taken one example, right? And 16 element, that is for 16 pages. Okay, so here we are display on supervisory level and also at management level. So 16 into 16, that is equal to 256. Therefore, the total of 4096 combined input-output points can be displayed at the second level. So here you can see in diagram, level 1 has a number of display, level 2 has also number of display, and level 3 has also number of display. So this is the multiple display screen. If the correct search path is selected, only two keystrokes are required to arrive at the destination controller for operation. Thank you for watching video. If you have any query in this session, then you can ask me.